Scott here with FDJtool.com. We've got an awesome tool here to show you. It's called the large hole punching plier. And I want to give you a little insight on how it works. So let's take a look. Now the large hole punching plier comes in this fantastic plastic storage case. We'll open it up here. Keeps everything neat and organized. You get your plier, you get 7 dies ranging anywhere from 3/32 inches all the way up to 9/32 inches, which is basically 2.3 millimeter up to 7.1 millimeter. And you get an adjusting tool here to make all the adjustments you need to do. So let's go ahead and show you how it works. Take that out here. These pliers have several features in here. Most obviously you're going to see on the side here is this looks like a ruler, and basically this is just your depth gauge. You use your adjusting tool on all parts of the plier here. The depth gauge basically just means how far into your piece of metal do you want to make your punch. You can make it a 1/4 inch in at your first mark, or adjust it all the way up to 1.5 inches further in on your sheet. So just by loosening your screw, adjusting it, I can go out all the way up to 1 inch if I need to, 1 1/4, 1 1/2. It's quite easy. I'm just for demonstration purposes, we'll just put it back down here at 1/4 inch. And don't forget to tighten it back. So you'll see that the sheet will only go in 1/4 inch. So it's a nice handy gauge to use. Now I have in here the punch that does 3/32 inch. So let's just show you how it works real quick here. Insert my sheet in between the jaws and basically squeeze. And there we go. A nice, quick, clean hole. Very easy. And there's my little divot that came out of there. Put that aside there. Now often you want to make different size holes, and that's very easy to do. It's just a matter of changing out your cutting dies. And you'll have to do a couple adjustments here, and I'll show you those very quickly. I want to make a much larger hole, so I'm going to go ahead and pull out my 7/32 dies, which is a 2-part die. You've got your receiving part and you've got your cutting part. And if you can see in there, each cutting die has a little dimple in the center there that helps guide it and hold it right in place when it makes the cut. So I'm going to set those right there so I can take out my smaller dies. Now what you'll do is you're going to make an adjustment here by unscrewing the screw in the center of the pliers here. We'll just loosen that here, and then we can do the rest by hand. Takes it out, and that releases this arm that you can then move out of the way. This arm is what grips the upper die of your pliers, and you'll just slide that out with your fingers. Hard to do that without, there we go, pop it right out there. Set that, I'm going to put that in my storage case so I don't lose it. The bottom receiving die is unscrewed from the bottom, again taking my tool. We'll just loosen that, and then we can do the rest by hand. Very quickly, put that away so I don't lose that. I'm going to take my larger one now and insert the bottom cutting die into the bottom of the pliers. Again, just tighten it by hand so you get close. And we'll tighten the last little bit here with our tool. So now we'll insert the top cutting die, and that goes right in the top here. Make sure that our swing arm is out of the way so we can get that in there. Sorry to do that. We'll do this left-handed so you can see. Just insert it into there. Now if you'll notice, our cutting die has a little groove in the top, and that's going to match up with the groove that's in our arm. Pull that out a little bit there, and you want them to mesh together. Just like that. Okay, so now we know it's in the right spot. Turn our pliers back sideways. Insert these plier arms back into here where our screw went in. Slide that in by hand. Tighten it down. Use our tool just to give it a quick tighten. There we go. Now let's cut a larger hole and show you how it looks. Do that by real quick there, and there you go, a much larger hole. So cutting out holes couldn't be easier with a large hole punching plier. I'm Scott with FDJtool.com.